It's muted. Still muted. Okay, this mic mutes itself all the time. And it's quite annoying. And now there's sound. I'm sorry that there's sound. I know it's better not hearing my annoying voice. But now it is good. Hope all y'all having a fun Christmas Eve. I sure am. It's nice outside. I might do a little live stream walking around Manhattan tomorrow. If I feel like it. I don't know who sent me a book. I don't have any books in the mail. No. Yeah, I want to talk Otto Warmbier in a second when we get some people in here. God, by the way, if you take offense at being told Merry Christmas, you're a horrible person. Regardless of your whatever ethnicity, religion, you are a horrible person. Why is it called bottom third? It seems like 1/6. That's the expression. I don't know. I don't have a better answer for you. Yeah. Okay, we got 47 people here. 65. I wish it, God, you know what? YouTube has gotten better at having the view counts be more dynamic. That I got to give them credit for. Oh, street noise. Yeah. All right, I got my monster here. Ooh. We got 80 people here. We're going to talk Otto Warmbier and then whatever else you guys want to talk about, because I don't really have that much to talk about. Yeah, okay, we got 100 people. So let's talk about this Otto Warmbier stuff. So for those who don't know, Otto stayed at the Yangado Hotel at North Korea. I stayed there as well. He stayed on my floor. We probably stayed in the same room because I saw the footage of the room. If not, there's like, let's say 10 rooms he could have been in. There is a big disconnect that hasn't been as reported in the press, which is his parents said, you know, he came back all mangled and his teeth fucked up and all sorts of other things. And the medical examiner that same day had said that's not accurate and we don't know why they're saying this. So this has been a disconnection between the two of them. However, as I'm sure some of you heard, a judge just found that North Korea owes his parents, I think it was like $500 million, some huge amount. And people have been tweeting at me, asking me my thoughts about this. First of all, I mean, if it's a wrongful death, I mean, the guy was imprisoned and held hostage. So right away, it's even if he got home in one piece, it's unconscionable. If someone comes into your country with a visa, and yeah, okay, he was trespassing, true, trying to steal, true, you're still responsible for returning him home safe and sound. So whether it was self-harm, whether they did this to him, whatever, it's a bad situation. Now, so these parents will never find peace. And I've made this point many times, which is, you know damn well, I didn't tell people I was going to North Korea. I told very, very few people. I don't remember how many, but it was very, very, very few. Start drinking Monsters because a 30-year-old boomer. Okay, Monster's the best. I would have it. Honestly, if I could have decaf Monster, I would. I just love the taste. I don't know why. It's so much better than Red Bull. My favorite thing. So, his parents will never know peace. You know his mom was like, you shouldn't do this. What are you thinking? Blah, blah, blah. It's North Korea. And he's like, Mom, it'll be fine. It wasn't fine. So, it's an awful tragedy. Thankfully, we got some of the other hostages out in one piece, and they were all fine. Which also speaks to the idea that it wasn't North Korea that was fucking with him. It was, they drove him to that piece. So these are separate issues, though. Like his parents finding financial remuneration and having some, peace or a little bit of, payback for what happened to their son. And comparing that to relationships between U.S. and North Korea, China, North Korea, U.S. and China and South Korea, and U.S. and South Korea. These are very, very separate issues. What the corporate press is going to be delighted to do is they're going to put, and it's their job, you can't blame them for this, they're going to put President Trump in a very tough position. This judge has put him in a tough position. Because when you're dealing with someone, and I've said this many times, when you're dealing with someone who has 25 million hostages, who has no compunction about maiming or killing them, you have to play a delicate dance when you're doing diplomacy. So, I don't know. This is uncharted territory, as many of the topics I've covered on Nightshade are. I don't know how he's going to play this. First of all, the idea, like, let's just play out ridiculous. When you brainstorm in a meeting, you throw out every ridiculous scenario because maybe you'll get some truth out of it. You'll kind of tease some truth out. Let's throw out this idea. What if the U.S. pays this money? That would never happen. That's never going to fly. North Korea could pretend North Korea can just ignore it, which they're not good at doing. North Korea's obviously have been very much put on the spot because of Otto Warmbier. They did not want this to happen. And I'm positive that China leaned on them fairly heavily about this as a situation, because China, who's trying to position themselves as a world leader rival to the United States, they are not going to be a country where tourists come home in a coma. That's not what they want to do. So this is going to be a tricky situation for all parties concerned. North Korea and the U.S. does not have diplomatic relationships officially, so I don't know how they would even begin to address this in a legal context. I don't know how the U.S. would start to collect in a legal context. So I think it might be as simple as North Korea saying, this is not our fault, blah, 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 blah. And then I don't know. I don't know where it goes from here. They're obviously not going to pay this money. And the question is, they're not going to accept blame. You can't blame them for not accepting blame. So I don't know where this goes, but this might be an actual kind of a big deal. And it might cause diplomatic tensions, which are so on thin ice. However, I'm less concerned about tensions between the U.S. and North Korea than about tensions between North Korea and South Korea. So the fact that DMZ has been being demilitarized and soldiers are crossing over and talking to each other, that is far more important. If they hate us for the rest of our lives, Jim Goat said in his podcast he felt you tricked him. Trying too hard to... Tricked him how? At the end of the interview. I don't know how I tricked him. That's very weird. It was a straightforward interview. Tricked him. I don't understand. If you can send me a timestamp to where he said that, I would be interested in seeing that. That I didn't let him finish. He was on for 20 minutes of a 30-minute show. You asked him a question about Hitler, and he felt he didn't have enough time to answer. I asked him if he thought Nazis were getting a bad rap, and he said yes. And then I said, this is your last question. Nazis, do you think Nazis get a bad rap? He goes, yes. I go, okay, thank you. And then I wrapped up. I said, this is where you get the book. So he could have, come in there. He had 20 minutes to talk. I mean, how's that a trick? Anyone who does any interview, and I've had this happen many times, anyone who does any interview, you're on TV, you don't have as much time to talk as you want. You get a question and then you have to answer it. Sometimes you don't have as much time as you would like. So he had if the question is complicated, you can easily say, that's a complicated question. Let me break this down. It's as simple as that. So it's very, very weird to hear him say that, and unfortunate. Tricked. I don't understand. I don't understand how a direct question can be regarded as trickery. Okay, so okay, thank you, Dan. I might look at that later. So what was I going with Otto Warmbier? Yeah, so that's where things are there. I'm just concerned about North and South Korea. We don't have to be friends with North Korea. We're not going to ever be at war with them. The only issue is the peaceful liberation of the North Korean people. And if Trump pulls us out of South Korea and South Korea and North Korea make nice, that's great. Oh, he thought you were going to let him get into elaborating his answer. Why? I gave him 20 minutes. I don't understand. To make it more joke-like and less Nazi sympathizing. Okay. That's not a trick. You don't get to assume someone's going to let you talk in perpetuity on their show. I don't understand. It makes no sense. If he wants to correct it, he can tweet something out and I'll retweet it. That's fine. Anyway, so that's where we stand with North Korea. I am worried that it's gotten to be so much more on the back burner for months. I mean, Singapore was long time ago, and they've been canceled, and there've been some canceling meetings, and where's this going? So, I mean, that's my obviously big issue, and I'm, very concerned where things are going in this direction. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of his term, President Trump has some pathway in place to get the troops out of South Korea, or significant numbers of troops. I think that's where he is going, especially with this stuff in Syria, which I am extremely pleased with. So, yeah, that's where things are now. What I wanted to do tomorrow, and I said this on a previous stream, is New York is so fun during Christmas. I saw that tweet from that gun girl. I don't remember her. I don't know her name. There's this girl who brought her gun on campus and took photos herself, and now a lot of people are making fun of her, and she's kind of got this fairly big social media presence. And she came to New York. Hey, Drew, thank you. Merry Christmas to you. Caitlin Bennett, thank you. That is who I'm thinking of. Thank you, Daniel. That's Merry Christmas to you, too. I love Christmas. Before we get to Caitlin Bennett, let me talk about Christmas and how much I love Christmas. I mean, I was an immigrant. First of all, Russians celebrate New Year's. We have Ded Moroz, who's like Father Frost, is the translation. You have a tree. You have presents under your pillow on January 1st. It's a thing. So I grew up with that. So to have anyone have contempt for Christmas is so disturbing to me. And it's such. And if Ayn Rand, who's like a militant atheist, calls it her favorite holiday, I mean, the Christians often complain, understandably, that Christmas has gotten de-Christianized. But what it's about to me, and I think to most people, is presents and kindness. And, it's twinkly and snow and happiness and coziness. Like, who could hate on that? It's so... Easter I get when people don't like Easter, because that is a very Christian holiday, although that's becoming de-Christianized to become commercial. But Christmas is really... There's all of those Christmas cartoons you grew up with. None of them are about Jesus. maybe there's some metaphor that I'm missing, but like Rudolph and Gumby and all that stuff. How can you not like Christmas? It's great. So it's and it's also, you know, it sets up that last week of the year where you can reflect and you spend time with your friends. I went to New York last week. I don't like big cities, but New York was wonderful. Merry Christmas. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad you had fun. Gumby had some kind of Christmas special, Brian. I thought you were a historian. By the way, everyone should read Brian McClanahan's book about the presidents who screwed up America. It's excellent. Okay, watch this. Gumby has a lot of Christmas episodes, dick. And Gumby's elephant friend, Denali, spits out snow cones. There have been many episodes of Gumby where he deals with Santa. Do you think the likelihood of Trump helping the Yemenis is lower since there are essentially no U.S. casualties and we make money from the Saudis? I think it's very, very hard to predict his foreign policy. The last episode of Red Eye never aired because Trump bombed Syria, and I was livid. And yet now he's also pulling us out of Syria. So he's all over the map, pun intended. I can see him very easily being like, we have to help these people. It's terrible what's going on there. Or it's not our problem. There's no good sides. You can easily see either one playing out. So I don't have a particularly good. Oh, thank you, Tectonic Shift, Tectonic. So yeah. So that's that. Whew. I do love Gumby. So it was that blew my mind when I was a kid. During the 80s when I was growing up, they brought him back, and they had a syndicated show, and they had a bunch of friends. Yeah, so anyway, I'm very hopeful that things are gonna go well in foreign policy. It's really amazing. And I've said this many times, and I'll say it again. The corporate press's bloodlust for war cannot be overstated. They love war. They love everything about it. And we have it simultaneously beaten to us as kids that war is the last resort. It's terrible. We should never do it. And at the same time, if you don't go to war, you're showing weakness, and all our enemies, which they don't even name who these enemies are going to invade us and conquer us. Like, literally, let's suppose there's some magic wand and everyone on Earth thought America was weak. Like a Jimmy Carter America. Is China really going to invade us? I mean, yeah, you can see how they would push themselves in certain areas in Asia and other places. But they're going to come over and kill us? What the hell? That is not going to happen. So it's very kind of disturbing to me to watch how many people who are so, oh my God, war is the worst thing ever. Now all of a sudden it's the best thing ever with not an inch of irony or self-awareness. So yeah, it's yeah, that's the thing. So and again, Lawrence Tribe, who is a special kind of cretin. He had this tweet where he's like, gee, I wonder who, what's the point of pulling out of Syria? Who does this help? And it's like, yeah, I tweeted back. I go, who does it help to get the troops out of harm's way? I don't know. That's a head scratcher, dick. Good Lord. If you guys don't follow him, you should. I think it's Tribe Law is his handle. He's really like the nadir, Nadir, of leftist thought. He's, I mean, just really, it's just shocking to watch, because I don't think he can't be that dumb. I think he's from Harvard, and the things he says, it's like, this is amazing. So that's my thoughts on Lawrence Tribe. Oof. Oh, and let's also talk the good stuff. Talib Kweli's tweet about the Berlin Wall, one of my great You furnish the pictures and I'll furnish the wall. Yeah, exactly, Drew. It's exactly. This has been going on for like a year. That tweet from Talib Kweli. Some of you, still have doubts that I have magic powers. Well, I tweeted out in March about Hitler building the Berlin Wall. It was 3 days of me arguing with boomers that Hitler built the wall, that he didn't literally build it, the plans were in Mein Kampf, blah, 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 blah. It was hilarious. And now someone actually tweeted it out seriously. So I am very excited that my meme magic is real and it's affecting reality. Which nation has enough underground bunkers to outlast a 30 to 40-year nuclear holocaust? Is that a serious question? I don't know. I would probably get none of them. As a nation, I mean, if there's a nuclear holocaust, it's gonna have, the world's gonna have dramatic climate change. So it's gonna be a situation. I don't know. I can't speak on that. That's a weird question, and I don't mean weird in a bad way. I don't understand. SC Cup is, yeah, SC Cup. Whew. Yeah, good times. Good times. What I'm thinking of doing is, there's so much opportunity with Amazon. I might start like writing a mini book monthly and like charging $1 for it. I'm thinking of doing that next. I don't know. Right now, what I did is, the beauty of the internet, which I'm very happy about, is you can get a lot of old books for free, just download them in seconds. So right now I'm reading about the Harlem Renaissance, and I just downloaded a few books from there. And that's going to be, I'm telling you, the Harlem Renaissance is going to be a big cultural touchstone in a year and a half or two. Watch. I got a bunch of books from there, and also I got a bunch of books from the Social Gospel, because if I'm going to be doing press come May for my thesis that, you know, contemporary progressives are just a degeneration of the Social Gospel, I should probably read those texts that came out. So I downloaded like 5 of them in 5 minutes, from the 1870s through like 1920. So yeah. And they're going to be slow slogging to get through, but it's important to do so. And it's people whose names are completely forgotten to history today, although I'm sure Brian knows what they are. Oh yeah, I'm going to see Tom on Friday, Tom Woods. That's going to be a lot of fun. He's such a good guy. Oh, and last night was the Gas Digital Christmas party. And it was so nice to see everyone. It's such like a warm company, and everyone gets along, and everyone's really friendly. It was a lot of fun. Like, saw Lewis, Big J was there, Nick Gillespie, who I invited on Your Welcome, and he said he'd do it, and then I emailed him today. Interesting. Who else was there? Ralph Sutton, of course, and a few others. So that was a lot of fun. I mean, that's a good company, and they've done a great job with it, and I really enjoy being there. And I enjoy being at Compound too, but with Compound we don't hang out too much together. So that's what I'm going to change on February 1st with the Arduous March, with all those bottles of booze, 40 of them. Good Lord. That's going to... oh, by the way, for the second Arduous March, I am going to up the ante. There's going to be a few twists, which are going to be really, really exciting. And I can't wait to do that. And I'm not going to announce it ahead of time. I want you all to see the looks on everyone's faces once they're in those seats, and they have to learn by the new rules. That's what I'm really, really excited about. I heard you say you don't like old movies because you think they're poorly paced. What old movies have you seen? I mean, I don't know if I've even gotten through most of them. Like, off the top of my head, all I can think of is... like, even when that's the thing, I don't think I've sat through any. Like, I'll sit and I'll watch it for 10 minutes and I want to shoot myself. I know I've gotten through Baby Jane, and that might be probably the only one. What else have I gotten through that's old? I can't do it. So, I think that might be literally the only old movie I've ever seen. And by old, I mean like before 1980. Yeah. Like even the Warhol movies. I saw two of them. They're not. I mean, they're not meant to be good. What other old movies have I seen? Women in Revolt. Is that it? Chow Manhattan. That might be the list. I've not seen The Godfather. I've not seen Alien. I've not seen Network. Can't stand what little I've seen of Sound of Music. I've seen The Fountainhead. Yeah. Not seen 2001. Not seen Goodfellas, although Goodfellas isn't old. I've not seen Alien. Star Wars I've seen. I've not seen... Videodrome has Debbie Harry in it, I believe. I have not seen it. Oh, Clockwork Orange I have seen. Gotten through Clockwork Orange. Yes, that one I have. I hate Monty Python. Never saw Jaws. None of those. Nope. Not It's a Wonderful Life. Not Bridge on the River Kwai. Logan's Run. I have seen Logan's Run, I think. I read the books, the trilogy. Gaslight not seen. I hate Monty Python. It's literally never funny. Wild at Heart's not old. I've seen it. Close Encounters have not seen. Pulp Fiction's not old. I'll have the DVD. Wizard of Oz. Yes, I've gotten through that many times. Gone with the Wind have not seen. Vertigo, no. Wait, we had to watch one of those movies in school. One of those Hitchcock. Arsenic and Old Lace I have seen. No, I've read the play. Dirty Harry, no. The Shining I have seen. Is that old? I guess. Philadelphia Story, no. I have not seen Eraserhead. Casablanca, hell no. Like a lot of Ernest. Monty Python is a national treasure. Too bad it's from a different nation. Taxi Driver, I've not. Oh, I saw Midnight Cowboy, and I saw A Panic in Needle Park. Nosferatu, no. Yeah, I haven't seen any of these. Kids is not old. I don't think I've seen the whole North by Northwest. Raging Bull I've not seen. I don't like movies. This is my reason I don't like movies. Hi, Michael. Why hasn't third parties, particularly libertarians, been made any headway during this era? Because each party is so convinced that the other party is so bad that they're not going to take a chance throwing their vote away. They're voting in opposition. And what Donald Trump has demonstrated is Donald Trump effectively was a third-party candidate. He was not a Republican in any real sense of the term. He had no loyalty to the party. And he didn't have orthodox Republican views. What he demonstrated is that it's doable to hijack one of the political parties for your own ends. So there would be no advantage for him running as a libertarian. Third parties are a complete spook. In our context, it makes no sense. Citizen Kane, no. Dune's not old. I've seen it. Not seen Deer Hunter. This is why I don't like movies. If I go to see a movie, I am out $15, 2 hours of my life, and the odds of and I gotta sit still, and the odds of the return on my investment are extremely low. So this is why I do not like movies as a rule. Also, when I consume, one of the biggest what do you call it? One of the biggest movies that had an influence on my life is About a Boy. And I've said this before. One of the reasons that I enjoy About a Boy is the Hugh Grant character has to set up his life in increments. Getting my hair carefully mussed, 2 increments. Taking a bath, reading a news magazine, 3 increments. So that is how I kind of structure my life after that movie. And to have a movie that's a 2-hour block to do something. Even when I write, I only write for an hour at a time. So I can't think of anything that I do for 2 hours like straight. That's a lot of time. So yeah, even the gym's an hour. Other than like going to dinner with someone or with people, that might be a couple of hours. That's different. Yeah, streaming. This is literally the only thing I do that's 2 hours. Isn't that funny? Yeah. So I want to know what Oh wait, so if I tomorrow, if tomorrow I go to show people New York, um, what is there that you guys want me to show you on my like phone? Christmas this stuff? Cats is okay. Mole people. Lower East Side, okay. Times Square. Stop and frisk? We don't have those really. I've never seen a stop and frisk. CB's is gone. Okay. Tom's Restaurant, that's uptown. The Bronx. I'm not going to the Bronx. Doc Martens. Waldorf Astoria. Camille's house. I've been to Camille's house a couple of times. A few times. More than a couple, a lot. Architecture, okay. The East Village. Okay. I'm sure the public library is going to be closed. Gutfeld's apartment, okay, I've been there. Soho, Twin Towers. Okay. Sparrows, yeah. Trump Tower. That might be funny to go to Trump Tower. Pizza Rat. Many such cases. Dwayne Reed. Dinosaur Barbecue. Dinosaur Barbecue is pretty good. Alice's Teacup, I've been there. It's really fun. It's not as twee as I would like it to be though. I'm not a fan of nudie at all. I don't know where I'm gonna go. That's why I'm asking what people want to see. I don't know what MOA is. Mall of America? Oh, no. Not Detroit. Okay, find a protest. Surprise us. Okay, I'll do it. I'll figure out a way to do it on my phone. You can't question JK Troll. I don't know what that means. I'm asking people what they want to see from New York tomorrow. The Limelight, it's a mall now. I've been there. I have a Michael Alec painting hanging in my bedroom. I don't know, Bad Boy. I don't think I've ever seen a bum shoot up. Oh, Saks Fifth Avenue. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I was just talking about Fear with Nick Gillespie. That's interesting. Grand Central? Okay. Yeah, I could do a bunch of little shorts in different parts of the city. That might be a fun way. Let me see what the weather's going to be like tomorrow. Um, Brooklyn weather. Ooh, it's going to be a little cold. Ooh, that's cold. Oh, no, it's not that bad. Okay, we'll figure it out. Of course Gillespie's wearing the jacket. Who do you talk? It's a stupid question. I used to do urban exploration. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. FAO Schwartz is long gone, just like your dreams. Oh, thank you, Albion. Isn't Albion always like code for like alt-right on Twitter? Those big red dots, I don't know how you guys are doing them, but they're annoying as hell, which means good work. It is okay. I think it is though. In all seriousness, oh, the High Line. Yeah, the High Line's gorgeous. I'll get all bundled up. I'll show you guys Chelsea Market or whatever. Yeah, right. Albion is the old term for England, right? So that's why they always reference it. Please explain concept of universal white privilege. I don't know what that means. I don't think there is such a concept. I've not. Can you ask more specifically? I'll be glad to answer your question. FAO Schwartz is open? What the hell are you talking about? Let me see this. Not the big store. The big store's been gone a long time. There's not one. Wait, what is this? Hold on. There is one? When did this happen? Oh, it's inside Rockefeller Plaza now. Oh, it's this tiny little toy store. That's not FAO Schwartz. FAO Schwartz was a thing. This is nothing. This is a joke. Yeah, this is not... When you went to FAO Schwartz as a kid in New York, let me tell you, it was Willy Wonka, straight up. You're like, oh my God. Like, and you know, those stuffed animals that are 10 feet tall, and it was just amazing. Has someone told you yet that Jim said, I don't... Yeah, they did, and I addressed it earlier. I don't... He was the one who brought up the Nazis. And he kept saying it's not... How has it happened that the Nazis used to be comedic, and now they're treated poorly? That was his point. He brought up Hogan's Heroes. And I said, okay, are you saying that the Nazis are getting a bad rap? And he goes, yes. Okay, you're entitled to that opinion. I don't understand how a straightforward question... Brighton Beach, I'm not going there. A straightforward question is not a trap. It's a trap if retroactively you feel like your answer was stupid. So, I mean, let him... He's entitled to his feelings. Absolutely. Economy Candy is going to be closed. It's not that good. This was on Nightshade, the last episode of the year on compoundmedia.com. FAO Schwartz was known also for being grotesquely overpriced. Grotesquely overpriced. Hamburger Schlemmer, best toy source. No, it's not. It's exorbitant. It's really exorbitant. I wonder what... You know what's going to be fun to see tomorrow? What is going to be open and what isn't. It's counterintuitive. We don't really have bum fights here. I don't think that's a thing. It's more a thing, I think, in LA. Because they have Skid Row. I just learned Skid Row is an actual street. So they actually have these encampments. So, yeah. I don't think I've ever seen a bum fight. I think the new Toys R Us is Amazon. I also think, oh, just to go back to your point about Jim, if he felt I trapped him with that question, he could have texted me or called me and said, I know I probably deserved it, but can you unblock me on Twitter? Okay. Well, it's the Christmas spirit. I'll unblock you right now. Why is that your name, Tran Coulter? That's... I'll block you, but you have to explain why that's your name. You know I'm friends with her. You're gonna have to follow me again. I unblocked you. Why is that your name? No, that's the thing. If you're friends with someone, you're on their show, and something doesn't go right, instead of going... I would never, and not everyone has to act like I do, I would never publicly be like, oh, this sucks. I would talk to them first and say, hey, I thought that was shitty what you did. So no sympathy from me. And especially after talking to someone, it's not like you ask someone a question, then you hang up the phone and whatever. It was 20 minutes. Lisa, yeah, why is it Tran Coulter? Please explain. And you're going to have, like I said, you have to refollow me, because when you unblock someone, you're not following them anymore. Oh, okay. That's different. Okay. Well, I don't know why I blocked you. I'm sure it was my fault. I've been very, 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 very thin-skinned on Twitter of late. And so I block people who I shouldn't be blocking. And it's totally my fault. And I wish I had a workaround. I don't. And it sucks. And it's annoying, but I don't know what to do. And it's such a first world problems, but it's a thing. I don't find Tran Coulter funny because I'm friends with her. So it's different if I didn't know her. And I also don't want, like, if someone's retweeting me, I don't want my people going up on, not saying that you did. Enjoy the Yule log. I don't like it when my followers just go after someone who I have a good relationship with. I have friends on the left. And it's, I don't need them getting it from, like, if they go on my show. I you know what I mean? Like, I think that's fucked. That's fucked up, and I don't think that's very weird to say. Yeah, Anne calls me a brat. Yeah, it's in the book. So, but again, this is a whole big other thing that we're going through, and I'm very, very sorry, and I hate that expression. Always sounds insincere. I'm very sorry that this made you sad. If you like my stuff and you see yourself blocked, I'm sorry that hurt your feelings. I think that's awful. So, apologies to you openly. Assuming you're not terrible. Should I go through your tweets and see if you're terrible? Okay, let's go through your tweets and see if you're terrible. Anarchos. Okay, you're funny. The very first thing the very first thing in your bio. The very first thing in your bio is anarcho-sodomite. Okay. Let me look through this. Wait, wait. If you know who Lady Bunny is, you can't be a bad person. I've interviewed her. I'm just looking through your wall. You retweet a lot of people. Let me see who you follow. This is fun. I've never done this before. You don't... Okay, me. Jimmy Dore, good person. Madeline Sears, follow her as well. Okay, Dankula hasn't followed me back, but that's alright. Oh, the Vixen! Okay. I didn't like her at all. Who else do you like on here? John Stossel, Ryan Holiday, Kennedy, great people. The Imam, okay. Katya, I unfollowed her. My fellow countrywoman. Arthur Herman, okay. You got some good follows on here. Jeff Deist, alright. Dave Smith. I do like having some good, smart, conservative Christians in my reading list. Oh. Willem unfollowed me? That's okay. That's alright. I don't blame her. Alright. Okay. Did I miss anything? Okay. Alright, people. That's how I learned Willem unfollowed me. That ruined Christmas. That's alright. Willem's it's fine. I don't like the White Monster. I only like this one. This is my favorite one. And it specifically says athletes, musicians, and anarchists. That's me. And it also says co-eds incorrectly. There's an unnecessary apostrophe, which makes it great. So, yeah. And hipsters, that's also me. Yeah, I said specifically. This is the only Monster I drink, the low carb. If you don't get notifications for the live streams, go to my Patreon and subscribe, and I email people ahead of time. So then you'll know. It's specifically, supposedly, Happy Capitalismus, what's your favorite Christmas movie? Easy. I think the best comedy of all time is Bad Santa. Now, you can make the argument that's not a Christmas movie, but I think it's easy to say. Wait, it's the final episode or the most recent episode of Get Off My Lawn? I've never seen Die Hard. I don't think I have. I may have. I don't remember. Irregardless is so great. Let me tell you about Irregardless. Okay, thank you for letting me know that it's fine. Irregardless. One of my early jobs was at a accounting firm. And I was working for a lady named Wendy Weinbach. Wendie. Let me see if she's still alive. Wendy Weinbach. I did not mean... This was a long time ago. And I'm pretty sure that was... I know it was Wendy spelled... Yeah, okay. Chef name. I don't know what that means. There's no references to her. That's weird. Maybe she died. Anywho, she was a midwit. By which I mean a midwit is someone who's marginally intelligent, think they're brilliant. I got the line from Vox Day. Anyone who has a great line, always give them credit. So Vox Day had the concept of midwit, which is one of the most important concepts I think I've ever come across, which is easily one of the most important concepts I've come across, which is when people are marginally intelligent, they think they're brilliant. 115 IQ. And she was just talking about how she hates that irregardless is a word, because the word's regardless. And I got the dictionary, and it's in there. And people who are pedantic about language don't understand how language works. Language is fluid, and words change, and new words come up, and often the words are redundant, and often the words mean the opposite of what they meant to. Like flammable and inflammable both mean the same thing. Makes no sense. So people like that who are marginally bright, it's very hard. I could care less, yeah. People like that who are marginally bright are desperate for attempts to demonstrate that they're intelligent. Because they're not going to ever say anything brilliant. They're going to say things clever once in a while. So they also have this fallacy of thinking, okay, If I show that the vast population is stupid, well, there's a shocker. Therefore, and I'm not them, I'm bright. No, you could all be dumb. They're just dumber. A room full of short people is still going to have a tallest person. Doesn't mean any of them are tall. So she was a good early example of that. It stuck with me. All of the sudden is the other one I like. Yeah, I'm going to say all of the sudden, supposedly, pacifically. Yeah. So, oh, it's been an hour. God, we could have been watching a movie. Oh, and that's a good one. When begging the question is used to mean that demands the following question, that's not what that means. Begging the question means asserting that which you're trying to prove. And it's a very, very bad idiom because it makes no sense. At all. 1 second. All right. What's this? All right. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I don't hate the use of the word literally. I don't. People need to get over it. It's like you're welcome. Literally. Well, I'm a lich. Please watch the Patreon act by Varg Verkerns. I don't know what that is. Let me look this up. Patreon act. Okay, let me see this. Bone apple tea, that's funny. Or pedestal. See, those are funny. What is this? What is this? I'll watch it later. I think I will. Nassim Taleb is a bright guy. He's a really bright guy. Degenerate means racist. It means, am I obligated to continue giving money to get you to follow me? I didn't follow you before. What do you think of the Yellow Jacket protests? Oh, I have to cover them on Nightshade. I have to cover that on Nightshade. Thank you. I haven't done my research on it, and I don't know where it's going with this. The bees. Yellow Jackets aren't bees, they're wasps. Yeah, I talk about modern art in the book as well. Oof. All right, let's do this for another till 10, and then I'm gonna go read my social gospel. Oh, I want to know what everyone's got or is getting for Christmas. Have you guys bought cool presents for other people? That's what I'm interested in hearing. I hope they're Heshy socks. Wawa's pretty good. A Mad Iceman video. Oh, God. Ooh, Glory Road. That's pretty cool. Etsy is always a good gift. Well, that's not true. Rules for Radicals, God. Mason jars are... okay. For myself. Dog? You got a dog? That's so cool. Oh, that's really. I like that thing with the niece with the journal. That's really cool. Heshi, Heshi socks. Use promo code welcome30, I think. Oh, I don't like hearing about depression. How to pull an all-nighter without ODing on Monster. I'll show you how. Oh, it's in the kitchen. Ghost pre-workout. Ghost pre-workout is the best thing. Bloodfarts.com was available? I thought my friend had that. I like it when people who I don't know try to get cutesy with me. And but when I say I like it, I mean I don't like it. Blood farts. Why would everyone have that domain? I've got some funny domains. It's fun. Oh, I know who this is. Okay, you didn't renew. Oh, you got the Naked and Famous? Nice. Nice. I'm waiting to get their Storm Denim. Something called Rainstorm Denim next year. It's gonna be real. I don't know who Richard Stallman is. Oh, I'll check out these Oni Ozumi fabrics. Let's look at that right now. That looks interesting. This is relevant to my interests. All right. Let's see it. I'm trying to stay away from things that have the generic denim coloration. And, you know, generic indigo. But that fabric looks pretty sick. Ooh, man, that's some... Ooh, that's nice. That is nice. How much is this? $200. Okay, it's worth it. It's totally worth it. The Casserite didn't sell out. They still have it. Hold on a second. Hold on a second now. Hold on a second. All this Naked and Famous is on sale. I was really liking that Akuma fabric, but I think I'm too old to wear it. And by I think, I mean I know. The Casserite? We could get you some. I can hook you up. That Blizzard denim looks pretty cool too. Hold on a second. Is it gone? I don't know why I didn't really care for it. It looked better in person though, I think, when I saw it. You could get it here at East Dane. For $100. It's only size 36. That's for fatties. Why am I doing my shopping? Your shopping for you? You can find it. Hold on. The Nightshade, yeah, that was pretty cool that they had Nightshade fabric. Yeah, I stopped. You can goggle it; you'll find it. I'm sure that it's not going to be that hard to find a pair of Kasurai. I've never gotten directly from them anyway. They'll have them in the store for sure, for sure. Whew. All right. Actually, should go check out the Naked and Famous store and see some of their fabrics. I haven't been there yet. That's a good idea. Let me write that down. Naked and Famous store. Naked, Famous. store. The green awning store. All right. Thank you for comparing me to a Barbie doll and not a Ken doll, like my doctor does. Watch it before you bounce. No, I'm gonna watch it after I bounce. Okay. Is there anything else people want to chat about? If not, I'll see you all tomorrow on the streets of Brooklyn or New York City or Manhattan. I'm going to be in Toronto next month. Supposedly. I'm supposedly talking at a school. They're finalizing plans. I don't know what I'm going to be doing it tomorrow. I have my lunch in my fridge right now. There's no list of my speaking events. Just follow my Twitter or my Patreon. I don't know tomorrow. I'm going to have my lunch, and I'm going to see if it's too cold. No idea. I have no plans. My gym's closed, so all I've got to do is reading and talking to you guys. I haven't watched the Kevin Spacey. Isn't that amazing? I should. I promise I will. I feel like it's going to be amazing. Patreon update. There's no Patreon update. The point is I'm on Patreon, and some people canceled. Completely don't blame them. I probably would. And I'm 100% gonna jump ship to this Dave Rubin, Jordan Peterson thing as soon as it happens. At the very least, because I'm gonna be get treated better than a Patreon. Not that Patreon treats me poorly at all, but that I know that Dave would love to have me there. I can't speak for him, but I'm fairly sure. Betrayon. That's pretty funny. I saw that video. I haven't watched the video, but Nick Monroe, who's superb, has a series of tweets about it. I was just in Los Angeles. The thing about eggplant calzone, the fuck? Fuck out of here with that shit. None of that appeals to me. I was just there for Rogan. Cumtown is banned from Patreon? Nick who? Who's Nick? I think Nick was Cumtown. If you guys want to donate on PayPal instead, it's so a bunch of people have set up recurring ones there, and I email people reminders about these streams. Yeah. Okay, so I don't think I'd look good with the mustache. At all. I really don't. I think I'd look very 70s. Nick Monroe went out with you were feminist? Oh. I like them both. I don't like when my friends fight. Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, he wasn't going after Nick per se. Anyway, okay, let me bounce. I'm going to watch this Patreon Act video now, which looks, it's only a minute and a half, so it's going to be funny. Okay, enough. I'm not gonna get Zell now out of spite. I will talk to you tomorrow. Patron, yeah. I hope you had fun. I had fun. You know what? This is a lot of fun I think this is what I like about... Thank you so much, Patrick, for that link. For social media where you could see, you know, if you're sitting at home, a bunch of people get together and have a fun little chat. So I will see you all tomorrow, probably. Wednesday, if any of you are going to the WWE thing in Madison Square Garden. Oh, thank you, Chad. I will have. That's 2 monsters. Wednesday, if any of you are going to be at the WWE thing on Madison Square Garden, I'm going to be there as well, hanging out with Dolph. So that was going to be a lot of fun. So I guess let me know. I will talk to you tomorrow. Ho, ho, ho.